If your moral compass is pointed in the exact opposite direction as your partner, you will never be okay with their past. If you are the one that's very conservative with yourself, in other words, if you don't share yourself with just anybody, but if you're with someone who's a very free spirited individual, you're never going to be okay with their past. And that's okay. Not that you have a right to judge them, because you don't. It's just that the two energies won't blend. No matter how you try to force feed this on yourself, and how you try to retrofit it into your life, and how you try to assume that type of lifestyle as being okay with you, it's not going to work. It's never going to work. It's always going to bother you. So this video is a reminder that it's okay to be this way, because your moral compass is different than somebody else's. People with the same moral compasses usually tend to get along a lot better. People who are very free-spirited and they like to sleep around with multiple partners, that's just the way they are. That's the beauty of life, diversification. Everybody's different. It doesn't mean that it's right, wrong, or otherwise, and nobody has a right to judge them except themselves. But the truth is that if your moral compass is pointed 180 degrees in the exact opposite direction as your partner, and let's say hypothetically your partner has told you they've had multiple partners before you are never going to be okay with it. So you have to stop wrestling with this idea that you will be okay with it, because you won't. All it's going to serve to do is just drag you down into misery. And then you start visualizing that your partner being with these people, and that makes it worse. And it just never ends. The only way to have peace is you have to make the decision what you have to do in your own life. Trust me. Because staying with somebody whose moral compass is pointed in the exact opposite direction, if you're not okay with it, I mean, you're not lying to yourself, and you're honestly truthful with yourself, and you're okay with everything, then this video isn't for you. Click off. But if it is, I'm just telling you straight that if you're with somebody who has a lot of numbers as far as the amount of partners they've been with, and you are very low numbers, like maybe just a few, and you're very conservative with regards to sex and sexual relations and sharing yourself with others, and they're not. They're very free-spirited. They just, one night stands, parties, bars, clubs, all that stuff. That's a different type of crowd. That's why they hang with themselves. That's why they gather with themselves, because they're of the same vibrational energy, man. It's really simple. I've said it in another video. Bad boys love bad girls, and bad girls love bad boys. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. Actually, the term bad boys and bad girls is not right. It's just, this is a different type of energy that always recognizes itself. So if you're a person that doesn't have tattoos and doesn't go to a bar and parties and clubs and one night stands and sleeping with married people and all that stuff, that's just fine. But if you're with someone who's been through all of that stuff, and secretly deep down inside you're not okay with it, but you're telling your partner that you are, then you're not being truthful to that partner, and you're not being truthful to yourself. So now you've reached an impasse where it's time to say, listen, I can't digest this. I'm not going to be okay with it. It's never going to be all right. I can't get over this. I'm hung up on it. So that's got to tell you that person needs to be with someone who will appreciate them exactly for who they are. Just that simple. Because if not, you're going to be in a false interaction with the person. You're not going to be in a relationship. And if you're not willing to give 100% of yourself to your partner, then what's the point? I hope this video can do some good.